We're here to make the mainstream media burn. We're going to burn them down with truth. Who would have thought Donald Trump would be the man to deliver the republic from the brink of death? He could not have picked somebody better for Attorney General than Senator Sessions. He is going to burn the globalists to the ground. We're kicking your ass so bad now that all over the news they're saying, shut Alex Jones down. He shouldn't be allowed to be on the air. Why? Because I'm kicking your ass? Because I'm bigger than the New York Times? I am higher than a kite right now. I am feeling so good.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
You won't have any viewers. You're a failure. You're a nobody. You have no intellectual gravitas. Ford got the phone call from Trump. Said, I'm going to slap tariffs on your ass. You better stay here. And they said, you know what? We're going to stay here. Apple's saying, you know what? China's collapsing. We think we'll move back to the United States. All you have is the foppish, sycophantic, the poser BS that you're intellectuals. No, you were balding guys with mullets. Nothing wrong with being balding. But it was just, you were so weak. You were so typecast. You were so perfect.
No, peers, there are bills to take my guns. Stop saying you don't want my guns.
Here's the deal. You tried to bully the Republic. You tried to piss on patriots. You tried to piss on our veterans.
And I said, it's about taking my guns. Don't lie. You want to take them. Instead of them going, we don't want your guns, knowing people aren't reading the bills. I mean, doesn't it make you mad that they keep saying nobody wants your guns when every one of the bills is a gun confiscation?
Oh, you're a hatchet man of the New World Order. Okay. You're a hatchet man. And I want to say this right here. You think you're a tough guy?
Why don't you come over, tough guys, to me, to my face? And, you know, show me how badass you are. Show me really how tough you are. McDonald's just feeds people space food crap people don't want. Bill Gates controlled, he's involved. Space food. I mean, we don't want glow-in-the-dark food that doesn't rot. You know, I mean, Super Size Me showed it doesn't rot.
Out today, McDonald's profits this quarter are down over 30% on sales slumps, and they were down the last few quarters as well, showing basically a collapse is taking place.
The new National Geographic coming out says it's a conspiracy theory to say GMO could hurt you, when in tons of studies they admit it's killing rats and causing problems. They've had to recall Starlink corn. I mean, hundreds of different GMO crops. We're just sick of their propaganda. We're sick of them coming into our city. We're sick of them pushing their stuff on school kids. I would call it the fall of McDonald's.
It is.
Well, I mean, let's do a follow-up report.
Well, I think we should include this video in it, in fact.
The fall of Too Big to Fail. We should do a whole, every week for the next month, a review of big corporations that were too big to fall. They got propped up, but they fell because people just stopped visiting them.
But it's not just McDonald's. The CDC is reporting that Americans are changing the way they eat, trying to avoid fast food, preparing their own meals, and getting healthier and healthier.
They just cannot believe that InfoWars, that's an old design, is bigger than the New York Times, according to Quancast and all the rest of them.
Silicone might be good for your girlfriend or wife, but it's not good when you ingest it. I'm not loving it.
Voting with our dollars in the free market.
Exactly.
Which is why they want to end free markets and only have mega corporations so you don't have choice. People better look out, and let me tell you, Hillary is going to get in big trouble. Whether you love Trump or were neutral or hated him, we can all admit there was massive media demonization, massive spinning, massive twisting, faking polls, sending people to Trump events to start racial fights. It's all in the WikiLeaks. InfoWars has never been about race garbage, except for exposing it. So just keep trying whatever you want. The bullying isn't working.
Well, I don't want to break this right here, but it is Coca-Cola is the next one in line. Their market share is going down. They're losing profits. They're tied to McDonald's and Monsanto.
And don't forget who's on the board of McDonald's. Bill Gates, the eugenicist, and Monsanto. These are people literally weaponizing food. But the rebellion against GMO and all of these additives has now reached an explosive level.
Meanwhile, they're panicking. The globalism's in trouble. The EU's collapsing. World government's in trouble. But the New York Times comes out and says, I'm insane. Globalism doesn't exist.
How about Prozac? You know the number one, oh, that's the big sponsor, isn't it? Or that whole class of drugs.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, whoa, got to cut that off, don't you?
No,
don't want to talk about the U.S. number one cause of death is suicide now because they give people suicide murder pills.
Talk about not having integrity. Look at de Blasio. I mean, I looked at photos of him this morning for like 5 minutes. He just looks like a sack of crap. the New York mayor.
They know your script, okay? You're not going to get our guns. By the way, you guys always say, we just want to take the semi-autos, okay, and all this other stuff. When semi-autos aren't even, rifles aren't even used, but in a fraction of the crimes, you can pull those numbers up.
I put out a petition to have you deported because you're engaged in internal manipulation of our system.
The only thing I've got is my credibility. And by the way, credibility doesn't mean the way I present information. Oh, Alex Jones yells and screams sometimes. Abso-frickin-lutely, because I'm real.